Alrighty. This is the Elise curry cooking challenge. I'm trying to cook a curry and I've never cooked one by myself before. I'm also cooking it with tofu, which I don't really cook with, but we will try. It's going to be a mushroom tofu chickpea curry. It'll be really good. I also did just realize it's vegan. I didn't mean to make it vegan, but it is. Yeah. So here we go. Okay, so I already cut up the tofu. I'm going to put some, I already put some salt on it because it's very liquidy. It's got like, it's firm tofu, so it's got a lot of liquid, so I already put some salt in it. I'm gonna put some of the curry powder on it just because otherwise it's gonna be really plain, but I'll do that before I cook it. And right now I'm gonna cut the onion. So I'm only using half an onion because I don't want to make more than 2 serves because I won't eat it. This is really hard to do with nails. But we take off the outer skin, and I've left the, oh, I did it on the wrong side. Oh no, here. I've left the joint so we can cut off this point edge, and then I'm gonna cut, but I'm gonna leave the top. I'm gonna try and cut it as small as possible so it'll cook quicker. And then I'll also cut like horizontal bit. And now I will just, oh, there's one bad bit, get rid of it. And then I got my nails done. It's really hard to cook with fake nails on, but this will be good. And I also have garlic. I'll use probably 2 cloves, I think. 2. Just peel them. For these, hold on, switch my board around. Nice. Okay. Oh, I'm crying from the onions. My eyes are like watering. I just watched, oh shit, just broke my necklace. Fuck. Did you see that? I just broke my necklace. But I also just watched the David Tennant's last episode of Doctor Who where he turns into Matt Smith. I rewatched it, so I am a little teary already. But the onions aren't helping. But so what we do with the garlic, oh, that's okay, we're using 3 cloves because 2 are stuck together. And I cut off the tails. Looks like a mouse. Cut off the mouse's tail. And then squish it. And then you can remove the skin after you squish it. It's a lot easier to remove. This is so hard to do with nails. I can't wait to have these off, not gonna lie. I also don't like the way they look either. Okay. Also, if you don't like my techniques, I have done a cooking course, so blame it on the teacher, please. I stopped filming there for a bit, but I cut cut up the garlic really small, take out any stray skin. If I cut up the garlic really small, I'm just gonna mince it a little bit more. The garlic can go like to mince it, and just crush it up really, really finely. Get it all garlicky. But yeah, so the garlic. Okay, next is, oh, I don't want to get out another bowl to put this on, so I'm just gonna separate parts on the chopping board. And then next we have, probably should have done the mushrooms first, but they're just gonna be a little bit garlicky, that's all. We're still gonna eat this. I am a little bit conflicted about the ginger, because the outside bits kind of look like something I don't really want to eat. They look a bit like sand. But I feel like if we weren't supposed to eat it, why would God make it so hard to peel? But anyway, I'm just going to put it in like that. So these are the ingredients we have. Oh yeah, also we have tofu, tomatoes, and coconut milk. I might not use all of these because they're quite big cans, but yeah, that's what we have. And then some curry powder, and I'll probably add other seasonings as well, like pepper. Alright, so we've got the oil on the pan, it's heating up, and what I'm going to do first is just cook the tofu a little bit, and then we'll start making the sauce. Alright, this is what we're working with. So this pan was $12, so you can kind of, this pan was $12, and you can kind of tell just by how the heat is distributing, but you get what you pay for. And you know, I'm just rotating the pieces so they all kind of cook evenly. They don't really need to be cooked, they just need to taste good, because it's not meat, is it? But I also put a little bit of pepper on them, hence why I sneezed. It will just prevent them from being super bland. Ideally, I would have marinated the tofu, but this is what we're working with. Okay. The plan is, I'm gonna let this like brown, and then I'm gonna take it out, and then I'm gonna cook the sauce and the mushrooms and chickpeas and all that, and then I'm just gonna add the tofu right back at the end because I don't want it to be soggy. So yeah, that's the plan, but it'll probably take a little while to cook. Okay, these are starting to look like I really want to eat them, so I'm going to take them off. Some of them might need a little bit longer, but once they're all kind of done, I'm going to take them off, and then I'll start cooking the sauce. Okay, so we have the garlic is like pretty much brown. I probably shouldn't have added the chili because it looks like he burnt, but now we'll add the onion. Alright, adding the onion into the pan. This is kind of a lot of onion. So my phone keeps running out of storage, so I just deleted like the One Direction music video my friends and I made off my phone. It's still on YouTube, not on my phone anymore. I might not ever get it back. I can just watch it on YouTube. But alright, so at this stage the onions, they're still pretty raw, but some of them are starting to look see-through. And I know that it will take a while for the mushrooms to cook down, so I think I'm just gonna add them now rather than later. Yeah, because I don't want burnt onions, you know. Alright, we are adding the ginger and the mushrooms all at once. Now, that's really going to lower the temperature in the pan, so I'm just going to turn up the heat a bit there, just to keep the onions cooking and all that. And I think, oh, my phone is resting on it. Okay, here we go. I think I'm going to add the curry powder now. So this is coriander, turmeric, cumin, fenugreek, mustard, salt, chili, and black pepper. I would have gotten fresh things, but they're really expensive. And this video might not be that long because my phone keeps running out of storage. This is also new, so I've got to... Nice. Alright, I'm going to add this now. I feel like it might look like I'm going a little ham, but once we add the tomato and the coconut milk, like, it's... Oh, that smells so good, actually. It's gonna spread out, you know. And I'm not gonna add any water just yet because the chickpeas have a little bit of water in them, but also because mushrooms have a little bit of water, they'll keep it moisturous enough. I don't want there to be too much sauce, you know. I want it to be a nice thick sauce. I might add a little bit later on, but I just need it to stay hot for now. This is what we're looking like. I can really smell it. I think maybe that was too much curry powder, but I don't know. I don't want it to be bland. I guess I can always add more later if I want, but whatever. I think it's nice when it cooks in with the food, you know. So this is what we're looking at right now, and I'm just gonna start adding the rest. Okay. Sean is texting me right now. Not the time, bucko. Okay, so I'm gonna turn the heat on low while I do this. I'm gonna start with the tomato. Sean is making some hinge moves. I'm not telling your parents. Okay, I'm gonna add some tomatoes. I was gonna use the whole can, but I realized I really don't need, like, I shouldn't. So I'll just do like half. I feel like that's good. Can always add more later. No, use more. Okay, now it's real quiet. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Just gonna keep stirring. I'll add the chickpeas right now. Okay, we can turn it back on high, I guess, because it's like liquid now. So. Okay, I just spilled chickpea liquid everywhere. But we're gonna add a bunch of these chickpeas. I don't really want their liquid just yet, but that's how many we'll add now. I'll just wait for it to get hot again. Because it's quite a lot of chickpeas. It's mostly chickpea. I feel like I definitely needed more mushrooms. Could have used a whole, the onion is fine, but definitely more mushrooms. And the recipe said 10 mushrooms and I had 3, but I didn't want to get more mushrooms. So, alright. This is what it looks like right now. Just waiting for it to heat back up again. We've still got this many chickpeas left, but I think this looks good. Ideally, I would want more mushrooms. I'm actually not loving the look of this right now. I think maybe if I use, because I use crushed tomatoes, maybe if I use the tomato paste instead, because this texture is going to be really noticeable, but I feel like a tomato paste would have gone really well. Kind of like a butter chicken, but not quite, not nearly. I also have rice that I'm going to microwave. I'll just do it now, because I don't want to do it later. It'll still be hot. Okay, this is what we're looking like. I'm just waiting for the sauce to thicken up a bit, but I will add the coconut milk and then the tofu. It tastes pretty good. I added some extra seasoning, like salt and stuff. Okay, we're gonna add the tofu now. Main event. I'm just gonna give it some time to get used to it in there. I feel like this was a good amount of tomato, but I just wish I'd used a tomato paste instead of like chunks of tomato, because I don't really love the texture, but it'll taste good. I tasted the sauce, it tastes really good. Let that sit in there. And then this will add the last bit of liquid. Got it. I'm wary about this because I'm not actually sure like how this will go. I'm pretty sure because it's not dairy, it can't like split or anything. I'm sure it's fine being heated. That tastes bloody good. It tastes bloody delicious. Just a little bit. Okay, I probably won't add any more. This is what we're looking at. I need to give it a bit more of a stir. Oh, it's kind of lost all of its heat. So I'm just gonna let that bring back up the heat again. I'll let it come to a simmer. It looks pretty bad on camera, but it actually looks really good. I wonder if it's the light. Looks a bit more golden in person. Oh, that's nice. But yeah, definitely kind of proud of this. I'm not going to add any more of the coconut milk, but I will taste it and give it, if it's a little too spicy, I might add some more. Yeah, I tasted a bit of the sauce before. I'm going to try one of the tofu things because I'm pretty curious about like if I actually do like tofu. I've had it before and I've liked it and I've disliked it. So. Loki kind of just tastes like the sauce. It's a bit bland, but then when I taste the sauce itself, it's like really flavorful. So maybe it's just not fully absorbed. I think I'll give it some more time to cook and simmer together and kind of soak into the tofu, but it tastes really good. Alright, I added the rest of the coconut milk and then a bunch more, you can tell on the spoon, a bunch more of the curry powder. The sauce is looking nice and like, not too thick. I think it could be a little bit thicker, but I am having it with rice, so I'm really hungry, so I think I'm just gonna eat it now. The tofu tastes really good, so let's dish up. Okay, I've got my rice. Like I don't want that much, but that's a good amount. Put it to the side. The pan is off, but the burner is still hot, so it's gonna keep cooking. Wait, do you hear that? Alright. I'm gonna try and get one of the mushroom knobs and then some of the sauce because I've got quite a lot of rice here. I was worried about the mushrooms not being cooked enough, but I feel like they're perfect. Right. Okay, here it is. Yummy! Okay. Yum. We have the mushroom knob. Yummy. The chickpeas. Too crunchy. I got them dried, so you're meant to soak them overnight, but I didn't realize that. So I didn't do that, obviously. I microwaved them for like 4 minutes in the afternoon, but it obviously was not enough. Okay, the tofu. It's fine. It tastes like, it it has soaked more, like the sauce has soaked more into the tofu than it was when I was cooking it, but I wish a little bit more taste. Maybe if I marinated it with like curry powder or something, like if I let it sit overnight, but, or like even a completely different flavor, but overall it tastes pretty good. Crispiness, it's not actually crispy, but it's not soggy, so that's the important part. Highlight, probably the onions. I quite like the onions. I brown them perfectly, and the whole thing has like a really good garlicky, tomatoey, coconutty flavor. So my favorite bit is actually the sauce, which is the bit that I was worried about. Sauce and the mushrooms. I'll have to improve on my chickpea and tofuing skills, because I used to not like either of those foods. But yeah. There it is. That's my review.